Morning, everybody. For some of you that haven't met me yet, my name is Amor Anderson-Perez, and some of you have been asking me questions, quite deep questions about the post that we've been putting at the Wizard's Gate. So thank you very much for your comments and for your emails. And I thought it was best today to actually give a video to explain today's secret revealed about deception, perception, the shadows of the mind, the projections and the reflections. It is quite a difficult concept to grasp, but it's important that in order to reach full enlightenment, that we understand exactly how the all identity works in more detail. And in order to that, I'm going to explain something that happened in China with artificial intelligence. And basically, there is this Chinese game which is very, very popular, but it's very, very complex to play. And every year they play, and there is a world champion. So a group of people decided to build a machine using artificial intelligence to see if they could play with the machine and have the world champion play with it. So they put a lot of effort to construct this machine. They put all the instructions with every single move that the game has. And then they put it to the test. They conducted the world champion. Everybody was really excited to watch what would happen. So the game started, and the world champion made his move. The machine made 2 or 3 moves. And everybody watching didn't understand what the machine was doing. They thought that it was a failure, that it wasn't working. And then 2 moves later, more moves from the machine and the world champion. And the machine actually beat the world champion. So what happened there? What happened is that the creators of that machine, of that artificial intelligent piece of machinery, with the instructions that they gave them, basically gave a created force by the act of observing and creating that machine. So the machine kind of took a life force of its own and developed its own intuition. The machine was designed to win the game. So when it was faced with the world champion, the machine just constructed the best solution to win the game. It used its own intuition. The reason why I'm explaining this is because the identity that we are born with, well, that we develop, before birth through the field and as we grow up, has got a set of instructions that comes from past lives, if your consciousness allows to believe that, and from whatever happened at early age and throughout your life. Those sets of instructions, by the act of observing your reality at that time, you made that identity real. So if somebody asks me, who are you? Obviously, you could expect me to say, well, I'm Amor, I live in the UK, but I'm Spanish, I'm from Barcelona, and I'm a native mind coach. That wouldn't be true. The truth would be, I am a spiritual quantum being, and I'm a powerful creator, like everybody else. The identity could be Amor, and the person that lives in the UK and is from Spain, that could be the identity. So basically, what I want you to understand is that the identity, although you created that identity and the resistance that you sometimes obviously experience, we need to understand that that identity has got a life force of its own, and its job is to survive. And this is why sometimes it can be so difficult not to oscillate. Okay? And I want you to understand that, because people tend to feel really guilty when they're oscillating, and they start kind of like punishing themselves. And this is not healthy. The reason why you're oscillating and sometimes you're unable to follow through is because the whole identity has got a life force of its own. Otherwise, it could be very easy, isn't it, if you were in complete control, to say, I changed instructions and that's it. This is who I want to be now. But it is not as easy as that. So the way to understand how the identity can actually get this power is through association and identification with it. Basically, the same way the machine playing with the world champion only can play that game if we turn the machine on, the identity can only pull us back if we turn the identity on. And this is by believing that we are our thoughts and our feelings. That I am Amor, and today I feel really good, and then tomorrow something happened and I feel really bad, and I associate myself with that feelings. Then that's it. You are keeping that identity alive. You are not defining yourself as a powerful creator. This identity projects itself on other people. And I'm going to explain this exactly how it works. And I'm going to tell you something that was revealed to me a long time ago as I was waking up, because awakening and enlightenment, it doesn't just happen like this. It takes years till you get there. So quite a few years back, I was beginning to go through the awakening transformation. And I remember it was about 3 a.m. in the nighttime. I was alone in the house. And I felt drawn to go towards the window. And I lived at the time in a beautiful countryside. So when I looked through the window, it was all fields, beautiful trees everywhere, deer, cows, sheep, everything. It's really, really beautiful. So I was looking through the window. It was full moon, so it was quite clear night. And suddenly I hear a storm coming, really, really strong. But looking through the window, I couldn't see any rain. So I thought, how is it that I can hear the rain pouring and there's no rain outside the window? So 2 hours later, the same sound that I experienced of the storm, I heard it, and this time the storm was there. So basically the universe was revealing to me, look, there is no time. It's just like a movie. The morning after, I went through the window, look again. I always kept being drawn towards the window. And I was looking at the view. It was it was sunshine, beautiful. It was a little bit of a breeze. You could see the grass moving, the leaves on the trees. And suddenly, time stopped. And the whole scenario, my whole reality that I was observing completely froze. So basically, the trees were not moving, the grass was not moving, there was no air. Nothing was moving except me and my reality. The cows were frozen, the sheep were frozen, everything was frozen. And I was there thinking, what's going on? I couldn't understand. I thought, if this sheep is frozen, if this cow is frozen, and it's only by me looking at them that I made them alive, well, what are they? So I was really confused at the time, and it took me a while to comprehend what that meant. And what's happened is, in your reality, there are digital images, which are the characters that you're going to meet. These digital images, they're not a feel of somebody there, because we are sharing the same illusion. We are sharing the same dream. So this kind of like digital implants in our mind, when we look at them, by the act of observation, we either reflect or project our consciousness. And when we enter the human journey, the hero's journey, it was designed to actually bring together those aspects and past personalities that they became separate, and we needed to bring it together to become whole, and then we could realize that we've always been connected to the source. So this was how we designed the journey, to remove every single fear and every single obstacle that would allow us to integrate and return back to our true origin. So if, for example, you are at Christmas and you have 10 people there, some of your friends and family, and let's say that time freezes, all you could see would be digital implants on that dinner table at Christmas of people that you love. By the act of you observing them, aspects of you, whether are your reflections or projections, will be reflected on them. So they will act according to what it is that you need to resolve in this life to get there. So basically, they are characters that are continuously helping you. And it's important to be grateful. If I was in the same room with you at Christmas and there was the same people, I could see the same people. But how that people would act with me could be completely different from how they would act with you. It could be whatever it is on our field. Obviously, to begin with, at the beginning of the journey, we mostly project our shadows or those things that we need to integrate. The help is always there, so at times we will project our kind of superconscious of higher self on others, that they will be there to help us. It will be the help that we provide within us. And it is what I try to tell people, how important it is to have somebody who assists you with this journey, to have a coach, because your coach is not separate to you. Your coach actually acts as a channel of your superconscious to tell you what you exactly need to hear. This is how reality was. This is how we designed it. Yeah, I hope this makes sense. It took me quite a little bit to comprehend and fully understand that we are the source of our reality. You are the god and goddess of your reality. These characters that you meet in your life is your chance to integrate. If you want to truly experience oneness with the source, you need to become whole and experience oneness with those aspects that became separate. The reason why they became separate is due to the trauma we experienced. We be disconnected from the source. It was a major trauma. We forgot who we were. And then what happened is that we created a reality to help us go back. But we created that through a fear energy. And that fear energy is what is the power that kept that identity alive. And it is our chance to come through this journey and remove every single fear. And in this life, right now, we've got one shot. So we might as well take advantage of it. If any of you want to ask any more questions or want me to clarify any of the subjects I've spoken about it in here, please feel free to just write the questions, and I'll do my best to answer you as soon as possible. As I said, we are here to serve, and thank you very much for watching this video. Have a lovely Christmas. We are almost there. I thought I'd bring my desk Christmas tree and show it to you. I kept Christmas quite minimalistic because as far as I'm concerned, the world needs help. It has been prophesized, and I will tell you about this in future posts, that this is the time when the transformation is taking place. So the more that we are at the gate, the more we can help others to get to the gate. So loving you all massively, and I shall see you soon. Bye for now.